So, what is Counting to Calculus, and how does it help students to flourish? Well, basically, Counting to Calculus is a video companion to both this resource from Counting to Calculus or this other one called From Understanding Mathematics from Counting to Calculus. When you look at this graph of math as it's taught in America, people spend a lot of time in the addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, fractions, percents, exponents, and sometimes they spend too much time so that 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, and 7th grade in American schools can actually be condensed to 1 year. I have books that talk about this, there's papers. We know that there's a problem with math education in America. And what we're doing is we want to give students vision. So for example, if a student wants to be an engineer, if they want to be an engineer or they want to go into computer science, what Counting to Calculus does is that it takes them from wherever they are in math all the way to calculus. Some people get there in 8th grade or 9th grade, and then we take them through Calc 2, Calc 3, linear algebra, differential equations, and they get college credit for that, right? So they graduate high school with 21 credits in math. That's part of what makes Counting to Calculus different. Now, nobody really does this, right? A place like Kumon and Sylvan, which I don't have any problems with Kumon. I've seen their resources and they have very good resources. What they do though is they're strengthening your math skills. They're helping you do extra lessons in math and so on. But the vision of where you're headed in life, that component is where Counting to Calculus comes, is that we want you to get to calculus as soon as possible with efficiency and mastery. And then we want you to start exploring, do you want to be an engineer? Do you want to be a computer scientist? When you graduate high school and you're part of my program, you literally should be done with at least 1 to 2 years of college. And we have a connection to a university in Texas that allows us to do this, right? In Longview, Texas. And so that's part of where we're different, is that we're not just concerned about teaching you math or teaching you computer science. We're more concerned, and physics, I should say, because when we say Counting to Calculus, it's comprehensive. Math and physics and chemistry go together. So we give you the tools to be very good at all of the above, right? My degrees are in chemistry, medical physics, and then I've done a 1 year in a STEM education PhD program and physical chemistry. And so my background is more math, chemistry, physics. That's my background. And so what I want to do is I want to prepare the next generation of engineers, mathematicians, scientists, which is part of where we connect them to the MIT coursework that we see, the free coursework they have. And then we're also, I'm visiting Cambridge this summer, and I'm trying to build some connections to places like Cambridge as well. So Cambridge, MIT, Caltech, Stanford, we're trying to build connections to these schools to help students who might be in 6th or 7th grade who are thinking about becoming engineers and want to go to these institutions. We already have a connection to Rice University in Texas, and I hope that opens doors for some people. We have a space science tour that we're doing this summer, NASA tour. So you notice that we're not just all about the content, but when it comes to content, we're very serious. We want people to do calculus in 9th grade. Calculus 1, Calculus 2, Calculus 3, linear algebra, differential equations, discrete math, and statistics. Get all those done in high school. And then in college, you're starting right away with what are the main courses you need to do. And we're there for you. We're there for you. We have students who are in college that we mentor. We're there for you. It's a big picture, a vision. Now, I'll talk briefly about mechanical engineering specifically. If somebody wants to be a mechanical engineer, there is a bachelor's to master's route that students can do with this university that I talked about earlier. And they can basically get their bachelor's and master's, complete that with efficiency in no time. And they can decide if they want to focus on aerospace or if they want to do more general mechanical engineering. These are the kind of conversations we have with students, is what's your vision for life? Where are you headed? And how can we help you get there? If you want to become a doctor, we have a whole course on decoding medical careers. We have a medical doctor as a part of our team. We have a nurse practitioner as a part of our team, our network. And so that's what we're about, is helping people have a vision, helping them get to calculus efficiently, giving them a roadmap. It's 248 topics specifically from basic math to calculus, and you could do it in 77 days. Now, Dr. Aditya Nagrath, let me grab his book here, but Dr. Nagrath actually talks about this in his book, Rethinking Math Learning. He shows that you can teach your kids 1 year of math in 3 months. So clearly, the American math curriculum is very inefficient, and there are people that have found this, right? This gentleman is in Colorado. He did the Elephant Math program. He's a computer scientist. And so, again, there are resources that we've put together. I've been working on this project now for about 13 years by God's grace. And finally, I've got to a point where, again, we have assessments, we have resources. We use Singapore math for the K5 space. Singapore is the best when it comes to elementary math. Pretty much year after year, we've seen them take number one, right? Singapore ranks high. And so there's a curriculum called Singapore Math, and that's the beginning of K5 program. So basically, when students are building on that addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, fractions, exponents, decimals, they're using a lot of Singapore math to build that base. And then above that, we provide the Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, Pre-Calculus, and Calculus, and then the rest. So I hope this is helpful to explain what Counting to Calculus is, but comprehensive video and paper-based math program for all students to learn math efficiently, along with the history of math, the applications of math, and then exploring careers, whether it's computer science, medical physics, which is my field of work, just general machine learning, mathematics, engineering, coding, and then we even have this book I'm going to be integrating into the discussion. Someone wrote a book called Why the Germans Do It Better, and I need to find out what they mean by that, right? You might have studied or heard about German engineering. We'll talk about that in one of my presentations on engineering, which is the big focus this summer. Again, we're going to NASA, we're going to Rice, we're going to try and get to SpaceX and Tesla, as well as UT Austin. So we're getting students to see different campuses around the state, those who are in that vicinity. And then we want them to be thinking about, what do I want to do with my life? And how can I get to calculus efficiently and be the best in mathematics? That's why we're here. Take care. Have a blessed day.